Good afternoon, good morning, and good evening, and welcome to my little virtual hero series. I am Natalie King, and I am a confidence coach. And today I am delighted to introduce Stephen Jackson, who is the owner of Precision Admin Services, based in Scotland, near Glasgow, and he specializes as an admin services for self-employed mortgage advisors. Welcome, Stephen, to the Virtual Hero series.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
And would you like to say hi and just introduce yourself a bit better than the way I have?
Hi, I'm Stephen. I'm self-employed. I own Precision Admin Services. I am a virtual assistant to self-employed advisors. So self-employed advisors come and see me when they need admin assistance to make sure that they can focus on the best parts of their business.
And it's lovely to have you here. So the first thing I am going to ask you is very obvious question. What is it like to be a man in a female-dominated industry? What is it like to be a man in a female-dominated industry?
I mean, it's different. It's definitely different. I mean, you hear of a lot of females getting into male-dominated like industries like mechanics and engineering and stuff like that. It's very rare that you hear of males getting into female-dominated industries as such, like VAs. So VA's I've always been really good at admin. So I thought, well, why not make it a niche? Why not make it part of who I am? My plan was to always set up and go out on my own. So the redundancy gave me the opportunity to do that. But as a male in a female dominated industry, it's different because when people think of VAs, they initially think of a female sitting at a desk working away doing admin. And then when they hear of a male coming in the industry and a male doing what I do, it's kind of like, oh, that's different. It's intriguing and it's interesting and it's different, which is a good thing because I think we need more people going into each other's industries. I think that has to happen for like businesses to grow. It can't always be, you can't always rely on like a female to do the admin. Males have to be able to do the admin as well. So it's definitely an interesting, and it's only going to get bigger. I think there's going to be, when people like start to hear about more males getting into the V, I think it's just going to start to grow.
And that'd be great. I mean, that'd be wonderful. And I mean, it took me a while to find the men because I had heard that there were men VAs, but it's like, where are they? They're hiding. And in your case, hiding up in Scotland. So it's really great to have you here on the show.
Yeah.
So that I can prove to people there are male VAs out there and they're doing a great job, and just, yes, support them, encourage them. Let's, come out.
I think that they should be encouraged. There shouldn't be a case of, well, if this is what you want to do, then absolutely go ahead and do it. I don't think it should be discouraged, because I don't think it should be like, well, it's obvious this is a female's job. Why are you looking at it? It should be a case of a male or female should be able to do that job. It shouldn't be one or the other.
Definitely. So what have been some of the sort of misconceptions that you've come across when you've networking yourself as a VA?
Well, the first one would probably be female. Like when they see the Precision Admin Services pop up on like networking events, and then my face pops up, they're all like, "Oh, he's a male." It's the misconception is, as soon as somebody comes into a networking event and they're a virtual assistant, the automatic thing is, well, it must be female. And then they see me and it's like, well, the misconception is they're not all, there is males out there, obviously, as you said, they're hiding. So they're not all female. There is male virtual assistants out there. But they just need to be encouraged to come forward and say, well, this is what I do. Don't be scared of what you do. Don't be shy of what you do. That's the biggest misconception.
You guys, I mean, men have a different perception to the way women would think of something or see something, and maybe even understand something differently than a woman. I mean, we are different, and it's encouraging that difference and working together with those differences, which I think is
yeah, absolutely. And I'm always happy to, like, if I meet another male VA or another female VA, I'm always happy to like trade information, because there's some stuff that she'll know that I don't know, and stuff I'll know that she doesn't know or they don't know. So for me, it's always good to interact with other VAs, whether male or female, because you can always trade information and always trade secrets as to what you can do better.
So what do you think can be done to combat the negative misconceptions? Misperceptions, not conception, misperceptions.
I think stuff like this, your podcast again, is one of the things that can be used to combat it, because it can show people that it's not a gender-sized, like, not a gender-sized job. It's not one gender that does this job. I think again, more male VAs just coming forward and saying, well, this is what I do, just getting out in the open, again, joining networking events, just basically going to networking events, posting on LinkedIn, getting people to share their posts worldwide and stuff like that, just to try and neutralize the misperception of that this is a female job.
Getting the word out, just
yeah,
like
exactly.
just getting the word out. So how do people get you wrong? Do you find, whether it's you as you or you within the VA industry?
I mean, I've never really had anybody think I'm wrong in what I do. Like, I've never had, I've maybe had one person that said, well, should you not look to do a different job? Well, no, this is what I do. Like,
It comes down to perceptions again, doesn't it?
It comes down to perceptions. It's like when they asked what I did self-employed, I was like, well, I'm a virtual assistant to self-employed advisors, and that was it. The misperception was, well, why? Because I'm good at what I do. Like, I'm building on my abilities. I could go and do like a 95, 35-hour week job sitting behind a desk. Like, but I'm building on my abilities to build my own business. And it's what if I'm going to work hard at what I'm good at. So
brilliant. And I love it. I think it's fantastic that you're following your passion, you're following what you want to be doing, and not thinking, well, I need to be doing a man's job.
Well, that's it. Like, I'm always the person, follow what you want to do in life. Only you can build the bridge to where you want to go in life. If you start listening to other people, then you're going to go nowhere, because you're going to be brought down to their level. Whereas I'm like, I've got a niche. I've got mortgage. I'm good at mortgages. I'm good at admin. Let's build on that and make it happen.
That sort of segues nicely into the next question that I would ask is, what got you started in the VA business?
So I'll go back to that. I used to work in hospitality, so I used to be a chef. So when people realise that, they go, a chef to VA? That's interesting.
There's got to be something in between.
Yeah, so basically I was 22, working 70 hours a week in a kitchen. I was like missing family events, birthdays, Christmases and stuff. I was like, if I want to go back to that in later life, I can. The ultimate goal is to have a cafe down the road, linked in with the business. So I was looking for something just 95, 35, 40 hours a week, just to try and time me over until I essentially figured out what I wanted to do. So my friend says, well, there's a job going in Halifax. And I was like, based in Edinburgh. I was like, interesting. So I applied for it, got that. So I worked there from 2015 to 2017, basically taking calls from brokers, processing their applications, making sure the clients got their offer. And then I essentially wanted to move from that. So again, somebody who left there was working for the business I moved to. It was like, well, there's a job opening in Glasgow. They need somebody to work with advisors. I was like, interesting. So I went and spoke to the guy, the owner. He's like, I really want you on board. You've got a good mindset. You're driven. You're pushing yourself forward. So I want you on board. So I left Halifax to go to Mortgage Advice Bureau, and then spent from 2017 till last year there, basically processing the mortgage applications for the brokers through the lenders. And then I took redundancy August of last year, and I was like, well, I've got a bit of money, got this business plan to go self-employed. The business plan is VA. I'm good. It's what I'm good at. I'm knowledgeable in that sector. And I spoke to mum and dad, spoke to my flatmate, and they were all for it. So I was like, right, let's get this moving. And the rest is history. So
fantastic. So I know you say you help mortgage advisors, but what is it that you actually do for them?
So basically what happened is the mortgage advisor will get a client. They'll take the initial call from the client. The client will advise them what they're looking for. They found a property, so purchase price is 250. I'm looking for a loan of this. They'll take all their details, and then they'll go and try and source the best lender who will basically give them a decision in principle. After that's done, they pass it to me. So I'll take it from the decision in principle stage. Once that's passed, go back to the client and say, we've got an accepted the decision in principle. This is the documentation we need to make sure compliance is happy. Get the documents in. I'll then process documentation. and put it onto the compliance system to make sure the compliance are happy with the documents. As soon as that's satisfied, I'll then move to mortgage application stage. I'll process the mortgage application on the advisor's behalf. Then I will then send the illustration to the client to let them know this is the term, this is the product, this is the rate, and this is the term of the product, and any other fees that are added to that, plus the advisor's fee. As soon as that's done, I'll then chase the lender periodically through maybe every 2 or 3 days just to make sure the application is being processed. Once that's done, I'll then get in contact with the client once the offer's been issued. Once they're aware of that, I'll then categorically call the solicitor to make sure they've received their offer so the client can get their funds. So I essentially take it from decision in principle right through to offer. So I remove that sector from the advisor so the advisor can focus purely on making sure the clients have got what they need.
So it's really great that you understand the industry because you know what the process is, and this is why you are so niche, because you really do know what goes on in that industry, which is really great. And being niche means you can really target your marketing.
Well, that's exactly it. I mean, when I first started the VA business, people were like saying, well, a lot of people were saying, well, let's just be a generic VA to start with. And I'm like, well, there's plenty of generic VAs out there. I can jump on LinkedIn like 3 days a week and batter out posts saying, I can do this, I can call clients for you, I can call lenders, I can do your calendar, I can do day-to-day stuff for you, or I can narrow in people who really need it. So essentially mortgage advisors, and say, well, this is what I offer, this is my rate, this is what not. Do you need me? This is why you need me.
Mm-hmm.
Rather than asking, do you need me? Start saying, this is why you need me. You need me because I offer this and you can't turn this down.
And I know what industry you're in, and I understand it. And therefore, I really do know what the next step is, which is, of course, what business owners want from a VA is to understand the industry that they're in, or to know what next steps is, or to help. And this is something where you're coming from, which is fantastic. So what have you found maybe it's not common, maybe it is a common sort of like a stumbling block that you've come across or experienced as a VA?
Probably just, for me, it's more the business side, because obviously I went from employment straight into self-employment. It was more, right, I've got a business idea, how do I build a business? Like, it's all very well saying you jumped on like HMRC and just type in like register with them. Oh, I'm self-employed. Well, that's not it. You've registered your business with HMRC. You've registered your business with HMRC. You now need to build a business. So people don't realize there's a lot of behind the scenes work where you need to get make sure you've got business insurance, make sure you've got business bank account, make sure if you're planning to have a website, make sure you've got in contact with the builder who's starting to build it. So when you're ready to launch your website.
You sound like a proper VA. You know all these like admin stuff. They get a coach or somebody else and they're like, what? No, I just want a coach. I don't want to do all this other stuff.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, it's like, that's what I'm saying. Like when I spoke to like one of the people I know, like I was like, I'm going self-employed. He's like, oh, you registered? I was like, I'm registered. He's like, is that it? I was like, no, that's not it. Because there's a lot of behind the scenes building. Like I think last week I just relaunched my website. I got it redone, finalized and finessed. So I relaunched that. I was like, I need to make sure my business insurance is up to date, make sure my business bank account's up to date. So there's a lot of behind the scenes stuff building a business rather than just setting up a business and just going, I'm done. There's a lot behind the work.
And this is some great advice for any sort of VA or potential VA who's listening to this, to think, oh, yes, these are things that maybe I should have done or need to do or something. So it's really good advice. So where would you like to take your business?
So I'd like to get to the stage where I can essentially hire, like I want to be busy enough where I can hire like a couple of maybe 1 or 2 staff to work with me and obviously teach them what I know. Like they don't have to be fully knowledgeable in the mortgage sector, because I'm knowledgeable as is. I can pass my knowledge on to them and how to basically not run a business, but essentially run the mortgage system, how it runs.
So would you have your own VA?
I'd like to essentially get to the stage where I can just take, not a backseat, but just take a step away and just oversee things. I've maybe got 1 or 2 folk just running it for me. and I just take a back seat and just oversee it just to make sure it's done. The ideal situation long term is to have the cafe and the VA business running side by side, so I can just essentially pop into either.
Oh, it's a really nice idea. So do you, and I'm not asking prices here, but do you offer like only hourly rates, or do you have packages or combination of both?
So I offer two. I offer a package rate and I offer an hourly rate. So basically, I'll sit down with the advisor and discuss what's best with them. So I'll say to them, for the full package from decision in principle right through to offer, this is what the price is. And then it's either that, or depending on how many hours you need me, do you need me 20 hours a month or 10 hours a month, is it worth giving you the package rate or just using you for the hourly rate? Basically, it's the benefit both us, but I have had people say, well, why don't you charge a package deal? You might be doing yourself out of money. I goes, but at the end of the day, I want to make sure the client's getting the best service. So the package deal is not always the best option for the client, because if they only need me 10 hours a month, there's no point in charging them a package deal. If they need me up to, say, 30, 40 hours a month, the package deal is probably the best deal because you're getting your benefit for your money. But if it's only 10
you
hours,
give them two offers, so at least they can choose which one suits them at that time. And it can always change, can't it? They can always upgrade or something.
Exactly.
So who is your ideal client? And I know that you sort of say like mortgage advisors, but do you have like a particular mortgage advisor? Is it somebody who would you really like to work with?
Essentially, just like, I'd like to maybe get myself into like a small company of mortgage advisors, like somebody who's working for there needs my assistance, and then get my foot in the door. Whereas, and then they start to say, well, I'm using this VA. I think you should as well. And obviously start to build on that. It'd be good to try and get maybe any small companies self-employed companies who have more self-employed mortgage advisors, and get my foot in the door and just build it on that. There's no real specific like mortgage advisor I'd love to work with, because essentially the process is similar from English straight through to Scottish. There's no real difference, and the only difference is Scottish don't charge for their valuations, the English do because they don't have transcripts. That's the clear difference. But I'd like to possibly, hopefully, get my foot in the door for a small business who's needing like a VA does with mortgages, and then just build it for there.
Oh, that's good, and hopefully we can spread the word. So how can other business, so like we business owners, not we as in the small Scottish we the collective, as business owners, help you or help the VA help you? How can we help you?
Just as I just come back to the previous point, just getting the word out there, just letting them know that it's not a simple task being a VA. Like, there's a lot of stuff entailed in what we do. It's not a case of sitting at a computer from 9 to 5, clicking buttons,
sipping tea all day,
sipping tea or coffee, like eating biscuits and just enjoying ourselves. There is a lot of work.
You mean you guys actually work?
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly it. There is. That's another misperception, is when people think of VAs, they think of people who just sit at a computer and just go, I'll just do that spreadsheet. Oh, that's me done for the day, and shut the laptop. Which is not the case. Whereas a lot of VAs have multiple clients where they're dealing with stuff constantly throughout the day. Like the person I'm working with now, he's passing me work, so it's not a case of, well, I've done that, that's me done for the day. Obviously, you need to take breaks, which is fair, but I'm working from 9 in the morning through to 5 at night, and it's not a case that, oh, that's it, done for the day, shut the laptop. But sometimes I'm working to 6, 7 o'clock at night just because I need to finish off.
People don't realize that when you run your own business, you don't just have set hours, 9 to 5 or anything. You can sometimes be working weird hours, longer hours. It's hard work running your own business.
Because obviously you're looking at the next step as well, like building a business. So you're looking for the next client. So you're thinking, so your morning usually begins with, oh, I've got a network meeting in the morning. Right, that's fine. So I'm not available from 10:30 to 11:30. Right. So what did I do? What's on after 11:30? Right. I need to call this client. I need to call this client. I need to call this client. See what's happening. So it's a case of making sure you're functional, you're constantly moving. But as the misperception is, it's not a case that I don't sit at my desk and go, I'm just going to sit and watch YouTube for the next 4 hours. I don't really need to do anything. That
would be good, wouldn't it?
Oh, definitely.
So what is something that you really wish for the VA industry to happen?
I wanted to see it expand and grow. Like, as it's already as a growing business, I want to see it expand and grow even more. I don't think there's enough people using the VA industry out there. I want more people to start using it because it is such a good tool, because it's not, the person you're using is not employed. So basically you don't have to cut ties, but basically say you don't have to use them. You use them when you need them. That's
So
one of the best benefits of being a VA, is use them when you need them. So
that is. So do you think that over the past year with the pandemic and everything, and a lot of people working from home, a lot of people going self-employed, do you think there has been a sort of a boom within the VA industry of more VAs appearing, as well as more business owners thinking, actually, there's VAs who can help us?
absolutely, because there's been a lot of people sitting in the house, like being furloughed, like thinking to themselves, why am I working for a business, like earning a pittance, shall we say, when I can go self-employed, even part-time self-employed, and start earning a bang a buck for myself and stuff like that. So there has definitely been a boom, but for me, as the previous point, people just not need to start using them a lot more, because there's a lot of benefits of not having it. There's no overhead costs, there's no monthly payments. You pay them when you use them. There's no ties to them. So if you want to just say, "Oh, this is the end for me and you," that's absolutely fine. You separate amicably and stuff like that. Whereas when an employed person, they're constantly on your payroll. So even if they are furloughed, you still need to pay them a monthly salary.
But you can also become friends with your VAs. They can
Yes,
really get
exactly,
to understand you and your business, and they can really understand what it is, how you tick almost.
Yeah, absolutely. The person I'm working with is like, we're really good friends, like, because we've just built that relationship, is constant contact each other to make sure, even just that personally, the thing is, it doesn't always have to be business. Like, you can contact your VH to say, if your VA takes a day off unexpectedly, just getting in contact with VA, say, listen, how are you feeling? Are you feeling all right? What's up? And just take that time to contact them and speak to them, or even on a personal level, just to gauge how they're feeling, so right, if they take another day off unexpectedly, I know it's because of this, rather than jumping to perception saying, obviously, they don't want to work with you.
So what is the one or the best bit of advice that you've been given?
Follow your dreams. Don't let anybody deter you from what you want to do in life.
That is good advice.
I've always been taught that. My dad's always taught me, follow what you want to do in life. If you start following other people, you're following other people's dreams, not your own. Gauge your own, build your own stepping stones, and move forward.
Good advice. Well done to your father. So what is the one top tip that you can share with us today?
I suppose top tip. Top tip, use the VAs. Use them till you're blue in the face. That's probably my top tip. Use them till you're blue in the face, because they are one of the best people or persons out there that they could be available to you. Like, use them constantly. I would always say, if you're self-employed and you need admin work done, rather than try to do it yourself, if you're not, because a lot of businesses are not interested in doing the admin, they're more customer focused. So this is what I can't grasp, is the businesses are that everybody I spoke to is, oh, I hate admin. Like, but why are you not using a VA then? Why are you not using myself? Like, you're constantly complaining about hating admin, but yet when somebody offers their services, are like, nah, no, I don't know if I'm sure. Rather than saying, well, actually, I could be getting this admin off my desk. I know somebody who deals with that.
And this is where the misconception, I'm always saying that word, the perception comes in. This is not going to be edited, so this word is going to be there.
Yeah.
So where can people find you?
I'm on LinkedIn. I have my website's on LinkedIn. I have a Facebook page as well, which I'm happy to share with yourself. So I've got a website, LinkedIn, and a Facebook page, so they can find me in either of the three of them.
And I'll get all your links from you when this goes live. Now, it's my turn to be put onto the hot seat. I am a confidence coach. And one thing that I'm passionate about is helping VAs and business owners, but predominantly VAs, get their superpower of confidence. Yeah. But this is your chance to ask me anything within reason. I'm going to put that caveat, within reason. So you are welcome to ask me anything.
So what made you become a confidence coach?
I started out with absolutely no confidence whatsoever. And I realized that as I started to develop myself with my first business, I started to realize how important confidence is.
Yeah.
And how little people realized how important confidence is. So again, it's one of those misperceptions about things, because you just go into business, I'm just going to do it, not realizing that working on your confidence can help you build your business.
Yeah.
So I've went in, I studied, I became a qualified confidence coach. I've worked and learned about the brain. I've actually studied confidence, not just how to become, but what it does for you and how you can do it and tweak it. And it's just, it's become a passion of mine. But if you had told me that I was going to go into confidence, someone probably would have slapped you one or something. But yeah, so that it's been through a personal journey that I've realized how important confidence is. So that's what got me
absolutely
started.
like it's absolutely like I've always wondered, like, obviously when you go to interviews and that, people is like, be confident, and for in the back of my head, like, constantly it was always a case of what? And then obviously, like, when I started out, or when I was networking, I started to get a bit more confident and people started to engage more. I was like, right, now I get what it means to be confident. If you're confident in what you put across, more people are going to be more engaging, because they're like, well, he's confident, he's upright, he's
definitely
like that.
And you're learning that, and you're realizing that, and you're working towards building your confidence, which is fantastic. I just want to say thank you so much for coming today. I found a man. Isn't that wonderful? Don't tell my husband. I found a man. But it's really great, and I'm passionate to boost the males of the VA industry, to help them to showcase what they're doing, because they are as valuable as the females, but they're just a bit more in the background. They need to step forward a bit, as well as boosting the VA industry. I think the VA industry, like you said, is very underutilized, boosted, everything, and it just
undervalued. Like, people don't realize how
that's
valuable
the word. Yes, undervalued. Thank you. I think I've got to learn how to edit this thing. But it's been really great to chat to you. I'm going to stop the recording in a minute, but we'll carry on chatting afterwards. I'll get my words out in a minute. But thank you so much, Stephen, for hopping on and sharing your experience, sharing your knowledge, sharing your top tips. I love that. Follow your dreams, follow your heart, follow your passion. It is great. And just following your passion, even though people saying, yes, but you're a man, you need to do something manly.
Yes, exactly.
No, follow your heart, follow your passion. I love that. I think it's brilliant. And you've shared some really valuable tips, valuable insight. And any VA watching this, have a chat with them, or follow your heart, follow your passion. Thank you so much. And thank you for watching the Virtual Hero series. And I will be back with you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.